It's time to heat it up. It's time to light the fire. It's my turn to pump it up, and I want.
Hey, what's happening everyone? I am Sir James from Gamerfuzion.com, and today I'm here to provide you with my review for Onechanbara Z2 Chaos, which is the latest installment in the franchise. And of course, the game begins where you have the sexy zombie slayers dueling it out with each other until this mysterious woman comes into play, and then from there you're on a journey to figure out what the hell is going on within the world and to stop her from unleashing chaos upon the world. Now, going over the graphics, visually the game isn't too bad looking. It's more or less of a PS3 title than PS4, and you could tell by the game's graphical design point that they went into a little bit more detail with the character models than the level design. But even the level design isn't too bad because you will be traveling to different locations as to part of the world, and I thought that was a really nice touch, going to different locations rather than having to be stuck in one specific scenario for the entire game. Now, going over the gameplay is really easy to understand because it's pretty much similar to games like Devil May Cry and Dynasty Warriors, where it's a hack and slash based game where you can be slashing away through varieties of different enemies and of course facing challenging boss fights. Of course, besides the main story missions, you could also participate in side missions to kind of increase the amount of blood orbs that you get, and then you could use these orbs to increase the different variety of skills that each of the characters has between the four classes. And what's nice about the gameplay is that when you're hacking and slashing away through enemies, you could seamlessly change throughout each of the four characters to unleash different forms of combination attacks, which is really nice. And of course, if the characters are ready to be brought in, you could even bring up your entire team onto the field and start unleashing devastating attacks, which I thought was really much fluid and really enjoyable. Now, going over the sound aspect for the game, overall it actually wasn't too bad. One of my personal favorites was definitely the soundtrack, especially from the opening scene. Definitely gave me a good vibe of what I was going to be into. And of course, the voice actors weren't too bad as well. Now, do keep in mind that this game isn't like an epic storytelling, so there's a lot of cheesy lines to be had here, little personal references to body types, but overall the voice actors were really good, and you do have the option between the English voice actors and the Japanese voice actors. But I played with both. The only difference here is that, they both sound good, but do keep in mind that if you're playing with the English voice actors, you're going to notice that the lip syncing is completely off, but that's to be expected. Now, going over the game's lifespan, as stated, it's a hack and slash title, so the lifespan can vary depending on your personal preference. For me, the game has an okay lifespan. It's not something I want to see myself coming back into, but if you needed a reason to keep replaying the game over and over again, you do have the chance to unlock more skills for your characters, and of course, the more skills that you have unlocked, the more forms of combo attacks that you could perform in game, and even trying to beat your own personal record, and of course also doing the side missions. And not only that, you could even change the outfits between the four characters. So if you want everyone to be in skimpy clothing, you can. If you want everyone to be fully clothed and matching, you can. If you want someone to have like a banana hat, you can. Again, it's all about personal preference, what you want to do with your characters or side missions, and to level up your skills. That is totally up to you, but that's the only real lifespan or replay value that I see here, because the story was overall pretty much plain, and you're just pretty much going to be slashing away creatures from start to finish. Now, going over the innovation, was there anything new here? Was this something that we've already seen before? Now, I'm not too familiar with the game's franchise, but I did look into some of their content, and it is similar to what the previous games were, of course with the updated visuals and all that, but there were some minor issues with the game. First off, some bugs. I have ran into some bugs where it was game breaking to the point where I couldn't progress anymore, and I had to restart the level completely over at least up to 5 times for my main playthrough, and another time where my character fell through the map twice, and again for me having to start the game all over again, or at least restarting the mission, that is. So there's a few bugs which could easily be fixed with a patch, and the overall story was okay. It wasn't really anything exciting or something that kind of gets you round up about, but the gameplay was fun and the soundtrack was nice to listen to. So if you don't really care about the story and you just want to slash away against creatures and of course perform a lot of combination attacks, then this game is definitely going to be for you. But overall, in the end, I'm going to give this game a 7 out of 10. If you guys want to see my walkthrough, you guys can check the link in the description down below. But until then, I am Sir James from Gamerfuzion.com, where we empower your gaming.